Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., civil rights leader and Nobel Prize winner, was shot and killed tonight in Memphis, Tennessee. In Washington, at the White House, the news reached President Johnson as he was preparing to leave for Hawaii and conferences on Vietnam and the possibilities of peace negotiations there. The President, we are expecting to make a statement on the tragedy tonight in Memphis very shortly, and are standing by for that. Dr. King was in Memphis to lead demonstrators in support of striking garbage men there. He was standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel on the second floor when a single shot came from across the street. It apparently hit him in the neck. He was rushed to St. Joseph's Hospital in Memphis and died there an hour after the attempt on his life, which proved to be successful. Police swarmed into the area. They already were keeping an eye on it since riots a week ago yesterday that broke out after Dr. King led what he hoped would be a nonviolent demonstration in support of the striking sanitation men. Some 6,000 persons were in his line of march when young Negroes began rioting. 300 of them participated in the riots. One of them was shot before the rioting, which did widespread damage, was over. The National Guard was called into Memphis, and only today, this was the first day that the National Guard had not been on duty in Memphis since that riot. Dr. King had promised another march for next Monday. He had said that it would be nonviolent. He was sure he could control it. However, the police in Memphis had gone to court, federal court, for a restraining order. They got one, a 10-day restraining order to keep Dr. King from leading his marchers in Memphis. However, Dr. King appealed that order, and the federal judge said he would rule on his appeal tomorrow. Dr. King had indicated he might attempt to lead his march in Memphis regardless of the effect of the appeal. However, he never had a chance to carry out that threat or to further lead his forces in Memphis or elsewhere. The 39-year-old Nobel Peace Prize winner and considered to be a moderate Negro leader today was shot and killed on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel tonight. King was born in Atlanta January 15, 1929. He was the son and the grandson of prominent Negro ministers in Atlanta, and he had an extended education. He graduated finally with a doctorate from Boston University in 1954 and got his first pastorate in Birmingham, Alabama. And it was there he was, or Montgomery, Alabama. It was there he was to win fame, because in December 1955 he took leadership of a bus boycott there, and he, in his policy of nonviolence over the period of a year, won that strike with a federal desegregation order in Alabama. His nonviolent campaign spread through the South, and he became the leader of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, a conference primarily of Negro ministers. Since the rise of radical Negroes such as Stokely Carmichael and Rap Brown, King had been considered a voice of moderation, and white leaders had looked to his policy of nonviolence as a hopeful antidote to those who preached riot and hatred. King was married and had 2 children, a daughter Yolanda and a son Martin Luther III. His wife was notified in Atlanta tonight, told only that he had been shot in the shoulder to spare her any further concern and alarm as she flew back to Memphis. Whether she has arrived there or not, we have not been advised. We have just been advised, however, that Governor Buford Ellington has ordered 4,000 National Guard troops into the city. A curfew has been clamped on Memphis. Immediately after the shooting at 6 o'clock tonight, police cordoned off several blocks of the area around the Lorraine Hotel where King was shot. And other police were chased, according to information on the news wires, a car that was held 3 young white men. One young white man was seen fleeing from the scene from a building across the street from the shooting. A block from the Lorraine Hotel, a .30-06 rifle was picked up. Whether it definitely has been identified as the murder weapon or not has not been established. And later tonight there were reports of police chasing a car with 3 white men in it through the suburbs of Memphis. Whether that was directly connected with the King shooting also not confirmed.